Namaskaram. This is Divakar and you are watching DSD EduTech channel, and in this video we are going to discuss about the 6th standard science second lesson, that is components of food. Whenever I come across this word food, one question rises in my mind. What is the necessity of eating food? The answer given to me was it gives energy. Do you think only the energy does it gives or something else? Come, let's find out what are the other uses of this food. It gives energy and it helps in growth and repair of our body, and it maintains a good health of our body too, and it makes our body active and helps in metabolism and waste management of our body. So these are all the uses. All these takes place because of some basic components of food. So these basic components of food are called as nutrients, due to which all this takes place in our body. First and foremost, the nutrient is carbohydrate, and after that it's a protein, and after that it is vitamins and minerals, and next it is fats, dietary fibers, and last water. So these are all the nutrients of food which are present in food and helps to our body. Let's see about carbohydrates and fats. These two provides energy to our body. That's why these carbohydrates and fats are called as energy giving nutrients of food. But the fat gives more energy than carbohydrates. Okay, first let's see which are the rich sources of carbohydrates. First and foremost, it is rice, wheat, corn, sweet potato, and sugarcane, and some of the fruits like papaya, mango, and watermelon. So these are all the examples of carbohydrates. Next we will find out rich source of fats. So fat present in fish, soybean oil, sunflower oil, and coconut oil, and in nuts, and also it's present in groundnut oil, butter, and ghee, and also in mutton. So these are all the rich sources of fats. Next nutrient is protein. Proteins are essential for growth and repairing of our body. That's why this protein is called as body building nutrients of food. So the rich source of proteins are peas and all whole grains, dal, and also paneer, milk, and eggs, along with mutton, fish. After that we will move on to vitamins. So these vitamins protects our body from diseases, and these vitamins are different types known by different names. The vitamin which is essential for eyes and skin are called as vitamin A, which is present in milk, papaya, fish oil, and carrots. So these are all the rich sources of vitamin A. And the vitamin which enhances the immune system of our body and fight against the disease is called as vitamin C. So this vitamin C is most important to our body, which is present in amla, lemon, and guava, and also in mango and green chilies. So these are all the rich sources of vitamin C. And next, the vitamin which helps our body to use calcium for teeth and bones is called as vitamin D, which is present in liver, eggs, butter, and fish. So these are all the rich sources of vitamin D. And one more thing is, when the sunlight falls on our body, our skin synthesizes the vitamin D. So we need to be more exposed to sunlight so that vitamin D can be produced within us. So now let's recapitulate all the vitamins. Vitamin A is required for eyes and skin, vitamin B which is required for cells metabolism, and vitamin C which enhances the immune system of our body, and vitamin D which helps our body to consume calcium for teeth and bones. Next, move on to the minerals. So these are needed by our body in a small amount, but still these are very essential for growth and to maintain good health of our body. So that's why we need to have these minerals in our food. First and foremost, it is iodine, which is present in ginger, butter and strawberry, and in crabs, and in shrimps, and also in fish. These are all the rich sources of iodine. And next we'll move on to the iron, which is present in pomegranate, apple, spinach and liver. And next it is phosphorus, which is present in banana and green chili, and also in wheat and rice. So these are all the rich sources of phosphorus. And next is calcium, which is highly present in milk and eggs. Next nutrients are dietary fibers, which are also called as roughages, and main source of roughages are plants, which are essential components of food, and it adds its bulk and helps our body to get rid of undigested food from our body. So these are all very necessary for our body to maintain the good health, which are present in whole grains, pulses, fresh fruits and in vegetables. So these are all the rich sources of dietary fibers. And next is water, which helps our body to absorb nutrients from food and also helps in throwing out some waste in the form of urine and sweat. So this is the use of water. So we need to have water in our body, in our food. The food we normally eat in a day is called as a diet. And one more thing is, if the diet which contains all the nutrients in good amount and dietary roughages and water which is needed by our body is called as balanced diet. We need to have balanced diet. Let's think, all the people of different ages required same type of diet. Just think and exchange with your friends. In our day-to-day life, we think that we are eating good food, but surely it's not enough. You know why? Because if the vegetables and fruits which are used to cook are washed after cutting and peeling, then it may lead to loss of some vitamins. And even repeated washing of rice and pulses may remove some vitamins and minerals. So that we should know the proper cooking method so that the nutrients are not lost. And the vitamin C, which enhances our immune system, if it is heated, then it gets destroyed easily. Just think, to overcome all these things, would it be more useful to include raw fruits and vegetables in our day-to-day diet? Are you confused? Then get it cleared by your parents or else with the teachers. We know that the fats gives more energy than the carbohydrates, thinking that if we consume more and more fat contained foods, think that if you are like this Chotu, then you will become like this, and after that you will become Motu, which is called as obesity. So this should not happen. In the same way, deficiency of nutrients may result in disorder or diseases, which are called as deficiency diseases. If our diet is deficient of protein, then it may lead to stunt growing and discoloration of the hair, swelling of face, skin diseases and diarrhea. So these all may occur due to the deficiency of protein. If our diet is deficient with carbohydrates and proteins, growth may completely stop and the person will be very lean and thin and so weak and may not be able to move also because of deficiency of carbohydrates and proteins. Okay, let's see deficiency of vitamins and minerals. The first one is vitamin A, which leads to loss of vision. The symptoms are loss of vision in darkness or complete loss of vision. The deficiency of vitamin B1 causes the disease called as beriberi. The symptoms are very less energy to walk due to weak muscles. The deficiency of vitamin C causes the disease called as scurvy. The symptoms are bleeding gums and wounds take longer time to heal. The next one is vitamin D. Deficiency of vitamin D causes disease called as rickets. The symptoms are bones become soft and bent. Next, let's move on to the minerals. Among them, the first one is calcium, which causes weak bones and tooth decay. And the deficiency of iodine causes goiter. And the symptoms are glands in the neck appear swollen and mental disability in children. And the next one is iron, due to which anemia will be caused. The symptoms are weakness. So these are all the things which are there in this chapter. So now let's end over here. Before that, let's recapitulate what and all we discussed in this lesson. Firstly, we discussed about the importance of food, like it gives energy and it helps in growth and repairing of our body, and it keeps good health of our body, and it make our body active and helps in metabolism and waste management. So these are the first thing. And next we discussed about the nutrients of food, like carbohydrates and fats, proteins, vitamins and minerals, dietary fibers and water. And next about the uses and sources of nutrients. First, carbohydrates, it gives energy and which is present in rice and wheat. Next, it is fats, it also gives energy which is present in sunflower and coconut oil. Next, proteins, which helps in growth and repairing of our body, present in meat and whole grains. After this, we saw vitamins. Vitamin A present in carrot and fish. Vitamin B present in whole grains and meat. Vitamin C, which is present in citrus fruits and fish. Vitamin D, which is present in egg and fish. So these are all about vitamins. About minerals, which helps in growth and good health. First of all, iodine present in ginger and fish, and next it is iron present in pomegranate and apple, and after that phosphorus, which is present in banana and green chili, and calcium, which is present in milk and eggs. So after this, we saw dietary fibers. These helps to get rid of undigested food which are present in whole grains and fruits and vegetables. And next is water, which helps in absorbing the nutrients and also in waste management. After this, we saw nutritional deficiency diseases and symptoms. Deficiency of proteins causes stunt growth and skin diseases. After this, the deficiency of protein and carbohydrates causes complete stop of growth. And among vitamins, vitamin A, night blindness, vitamin B1, beriberi, vitamin C, scurvy, and vitamin D, it is rickets. So these are all the diseases caused by deficiency of vitamins. Among minerals, so deficiency of calcium causes weak bone and tooth decay, iron causes anemia, iodine causes goiter. After this, we saw the meaning of diet. That means the food we normally eat in a day. And also meaning of balanced diet. That is, if the diet contains all the nutrients and good amount of dietary roughage and water. Lastly, we saw the proper washing and cooking methods of food. So that's all in this lesson. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe and share.